talk about the intestine epithelial homeostasis and the liberation. Not this one. Okay, here we are. So, yes, the intestine basically has important function in the nutrient absorption and the food digestion. And the major functions carried out by the epithelial cells covered on the intestine. In the small intestine, there's a structures called the valence and crypt. And this is the valence, and underneath structure is called the crypt. In the column, not the intestine, they only have the crypt structures. The epithelial cells undergo fast renewal. It's about 3 to 5 days. The all epithelium will renew. Okay. The major driver of the cells is stem cells in the bottom of the crypt. So those stem cells get differentiated, proliferated and differentiated to different kind of functional cells. So how those the fast cells renew and at the same time can keep the homeostatic structure and the function is regulated is an important topic for research. So I'm going to talk about the two things today, basically around the BMP signal. The first is the interplay between the BMP and the Wnt signal in the epithelial cells. The second part, I'm talking about BMP signal regulate the mucin production in the stroma cells. Okay. So the BMP signaling has been known for a while, playing an important role in the homeostatic of the intestine epithelium. Just to give you a few previous studies to show the importance. The epitopic expression of Norgine. Norgine is a BMP antagonist. Can induce the high proliferation of the epithelial cells and also cause the de novo crypt formation. If we knock out the BMP receptor with a promoter, this is promoter actually is drive the knockout in the stroma cells and in the immunocells, but not epithelial cells, still cause the hyperproliferation of the crypt cells. So indicating the microenvironment cells play an important role to contribute to the homeostasis of the epithelial cells. And also, GRIM1, which is also an antagonist of BMP, high proliferation of this gene has been associated with some genetic disease, basically linked to the cancer. Okay. And we also know the BMP receptors called BMPR1A, or the downstream mediator called SMAD4, also often mutated, loss of function mutation in the family of junior purposes patient. So all these kind of things indicate BMP has an inhibitory effect on the intestinal epithelial cells. However, if the BMP has any role in the stem cells, it's not clear. So again, before I go through some data to give some basic introduction on the signal pathway. BMP is secreted extracellular proteins. Okay. They bind to the two cell surface receptors, type 1, type 2. Type 1 is called BMPR1A or 1B. Once BMP binds to the receptor, they function as a serine kinases. They can phosphorate downstream mediator called SMAD protein. Once the SMAD protein is phosphorated, they form complex. The core SMAD is called SMAD4. they can accumulate to the nucleus, function as a transcription factor, bind to DNA, regulate gene expression. The Norgan is the antagonist of the BMP. So basically, this block BMP signaling. In order to investigate specifically the BMP function at epithelium cells, we make conditional knockout of type 1 receptor. The cause of it has another name called OX3, same thing. With valine drug pre-ER, so we inject tamoxifen to induce a knockout of the BMP1A in epithelium cells. So here is the upon the knockout, we can see the cell get highly proliferated, marked by the red. Okay, it's called Cas67. Also, the shape of the villus became kind of hyperproliferative phenotype. So again, confirmed BMP has an inhibitory effect basically on epithelium cells. So once the receptor is knocked out, the cell gets highly proliferated. And we looked at the stem cells upon the BMP knockout in the epithelium cells. This is a control. We use the mouse generated by Hesperus. They mark the stem cell with LGR5 GFP. So we can follow the stem cells at the bottom of the crypt, this animation. Upon the type 1 receptor knockout, we can see more stem cells. So this is indicate BMP has an inhibitory effect on the stem cells too. To confirm that, we made another mouse. We can knock out the BMP receptor specifically with LGR5 pre-ER. That is specific in the stem cells. Okay. Previous mouse is epithelium cells. There's a different type of epithelium. Here is the stem cells. We got similar phenotype. So although people say the BMP signaling at the bottom of the clip is very, very low activity, but still function on the intestine stem cells. So how the BMP can inhibit the stem cells? We isolate the LGR5 GLP positive cells, it's the stem cells, and treat with the BMP. We found that many of the genes get downregulated. Those BMP downregulated genes are the signature of the stem cells. So from those data, we found that BMP basically through the receptors, and we think also through the function of the SMAP, because without data showing actually have the data, BMP, SMAP combined with those genes, the promoter of those genes. Then SMAP can suppress the signature gene expression. So in that way, the BMP has inhibitory effect on the stem cell self-immune. Again, the window signaling is critical to maintain the stem cells. People have known for a long time. So we found that we use two in vitro culture the organoid to maintain the stem cells. We found we use two inhibitors to maintain the stem cells. Okay, in the organoid, in vitro culture the organoid. The one inhibitor is GSK3 beta inhibitor, CHIR. Okay, that can promote window signaling. Another inhibitor is the BMP type 1 receptor, the LDN. So when we use the two inhibitor, we call the 2KI inhibitor, we can maintain the organoid. Okay, just like with the normal, with three different growth factors, we can maintain the organoid for 2 months. And still, the organoid has stem cells. So that means the interplay between the window signaling and the BMP signaling is critical to maintain the stem cells, at least in vitro. Okay. We found BMP can suppress many different genes. Just as I said, it can suppress the stem cell signature gene. One of the gene is suppressed by BMP called the BCL11B. This is we showed it, although in the messenger RNA level, it's not very huge. Okay, only about 30% can regulate by the BMP. because in the knockout, type 1 receptor knockout, you can see about 30% increase. It's not very much. But in protein level, actually, you can see much more. And again, we can see the protein in the mouse tissue. In the knockout, type 3, the type 1 receptor, BMP receptor knockout, when we label the BCL11B, we can find those proteins can highly express. And just like shown here, at least a twofold increase. And also, the BCL11B promoter can be bound by the SMAP protein. That's indicating BMP can suppress BCL11B expression through the SMAP protein. And what's BCL11B? This is B-cell leukemia, lymphoma 11B. It's kind of antigen. Okay, has important role in the leukemia and the lymphoma. Distinct finger transcription factor. People already know this gene play important role in the T cell development with also other functions. But when we made a study, it's unclear if the B11B has any function in intestine epithelial cells. So again, this gene is highly expressed in the L5 plus stem cells, just shown here. Those genes are stem cell genes. Okay, they're highly expressed in the stem cell. Some are low expressed in the PN cell. PN cell is proliferating cells, still not mature. Okay, so BCL11B is also in the stem cells. So we made a knockout, BCL11B knockout. Again, the LGR5 disappear. This is a condition knockout in adult. And we cultured the organoid derived from this mouse. Also, the organoid lost the stem cells, marked by the green. And this organoid did not well grows, just shown here, okay, poorly grows. Then upon knockout, many of the stem cell signature genes are good. The expression is getting low. So it's consistent BCL11B contribute to stem cell maintenance. In another way, when we overexpress BCL11B, we can get more LGR5. The messenger RNA can promote the stem cell marker gene expression. And also, specifically, in the normal condition, when we grow the organoid, we need the 3 growth factors. Okay? When we withdraw, move the R-spondin, which is agonist, the organoid did not grow well. However, when we overexpress the BCL11B, somehow the organoid still can maintain with a lot of budding at the buds. So that means the organoid grow well. Okay. So somehow the BCL11B expression can replace the R-spondin functions. So again, we use the Collitis model of the mouse. We feed the mouse with DSS that causes the damage in the epithelium of the intestine. So those knockout mouse is more sensitive to the DSS, cause the colitis. How the BCL11B function in this our case? We found the BCL11B can promote wind signal. We use the wind promoter, the hot fresh, to match the function of the BCL11B. Basically, can dramatically promote the wind reporter expression. Indeed, we pull down the BCL11B with the chip to find what kind of gene BCL11B could be BCL11B combined. Basically, there are BCL11B target gene. Most of the gene, the function is associated with stem cell proliferation, with the epithelium cell proliferation, important linked with conductive synthesis. So somehow this is consistent with our data. BCL11B can promote wind signal, okay, okay, can maintain the stem cells. So indeed, we found that BCL-11B combined to the mediator, two mediators of winter signaling, beta-catenin and TCF4. Okay, so they can interact with BCL-11B with the POD9. And importantly, in endogenous level, in the knockout of BCL-11B, the interaction between beta-catenin and the TCF is getting much less. It only goes to half. So this is consistent. One of the functions is promoting the winter signaling by enhancing interaction between beta-catenin and TCF4. Also, we made a proteomics study. Okay, see what kind of protein can interact with BCL-11B. Sorry, I just want to work on time. Won't go too long. We found one complex is NUT complex. NUT complex mediate suppress gene expression basically through the deacetylase at step 1. So this can pull down the NUT complex, different component of those NUT complex. Indeed, we found that the BCL-11B target protein. Okay, for example, this one. This combined to BCL-11B on this peak of the region of the gene. Okay, freeze or 7. And then, upon the knockout of the BCL-11B, we found that the histone 3 K27 modification is increased in the knockout. And also the ATAC, the chromatin opening is getting low. So this is consistent, the BCL-11B somehow may influence the chromatin opening. Okay, we think also through the NUT complex, okay, it's step 1. So indeed, when we add the 2 inhibitor, at step 1 inhibitor, okay, we can restore the intestine stem cells in the knockout mouse, the organoid. In the normal condition, the knockout, the lost stem cells marked by green. With the 2 inhibitors, the stem cells get back. So I want to summarize this part of data. So BMPs somehow can suppress the BCL-11B when it has a strong BMP signal. This gene is suppressed by the BMP. And BCL-11B, then therefore, without BCL-11B, the interaction between the TCF and beta-catenin is get much less. Basically, winter signaling is decreased. Also, the NUT complex, is functioning, so make the chromatin condense. So in that way, the winter target gene is less expressed. It's downregulated basically. But in the bottom of the crypt, BMP signaling is much lower. Okay, so the BCL-11B is highly expressed in the stem cells and the TA cells, and the winter signaling get much stronger, and also the NUT signaling lost their function. So in that way, the winter can easily promote the signaling gene expression and promoting the regeneration and the tumorigenesis. So I'm not sure about that. Okay. So I move to the stromal BMP signaling. So the first part I'm talking about is the BMP signaling in the epithelium cells. So I'm talking about the strong cells. Okay. Strong cells can also respond to BMP. I mentioned the stem cells at the bottom of the crypt. Okay. They are regulated by the BMP signal. Also, they are surrounded by many different kinds of cells. Specifically, there are mesenchymal strong cells, some immuno cells, and some muscle cells. Also, they can influence by the microbiomes in the intestine. So I'm going to talk about the how the strong cells may influence the epithelial cells. Then, because the previous study showed that BMP signaling may have function in the strong cells, When the knockout type 1 receptors, they can see high proliferation of the CRIP. So to further study, we made 2 mouse in the specific knockout BMP signaling in the granulin 1 positive stroma cells. Okay. We made type 1 receptor SMAD4 knockout, the downstream mediator. Also the type 1 receptor knockout, here is also called OX3. So here we call it GA3, it's BMP type 1 receptor knockout. It's the same like previous BMP-R1B. Interesting, when we knock out the block the BMP signaling in the stroma cells, okay, here is green 1, specific drug knockout, the mouse die. Okay. Even we knock out the BMP signaling, we didn't get that mouse, okay, at epithelium, but when we knock out the stroma BMP, the mouse die. We look at the phenotype of the mouse, the intestine. You can see a lot of huge cavities in the around the epithelium. Okay. So, what is the huge cavity? Later on, we found the cavity filled up with mucin. Basically, the mucin is secreted by the goblet cells, okay, which is important for the intestine function. Okay, so to discharge a lot of garbage, okay, you need mucin. Make it a smooth movement. Okay, it's a huge mucin. This is control. This is knockout. It's dramatic phenotype. And also we made the mucin 2 drive mChelly to mark the goblet cells. We can see huge goblet cells in the knockout mouse. So we can see the lot of goblet cells in the knockout mouse. Okay, just shown here. The normal condition, in the organoid, we get about 15% of goblet cells, which are already pretty high compared to the in vivo. But still, in the knockout, we can increase to about 24%. Okay. Huge increase of the goblet cells. We also found the inactive BMP in the stroma cells. The stroma cells can increase a huge amount of interleukin. Okay. A lot of interleukins can be secreted. And then we look at if the interleukin mediate the stroma function on the epithelium cells, because BMP is knocked out in the stroma cells, right? And the stroma cells can secrete out the interleukin. So we ask if the interleukin, the stroma cell secrete the interleukin, can direct the effect on the goblet cells in the epithelium. So we add the interleukin into the organoid culture. Indeed, we found the interleukin can promote the goblet cell differentiation. Just to show those data. I just want to put into all the data into the model. In the normal condition, the BMP can also suppress stroma cell, okay, by inhibit cell proliferation. Also suppress interleukin secretion from the stroma cells. When we knock out BMP signal in the stroma cells, green 1 positive stroma cells, the stroma cells get highly proliferated, we get more stroma cells. Also, we get huge amount of interleukin secretion. So eventually the interleukin can promote the goblet differentiation in the epithelium cells. The lot of goblet cells in the epithelium, they can secrete the mucin. The mucin eventually can accumulate, cannot be discharged, okay? Accumulate in the kind of cavity structures and make it different, system like polypus, okay? So make this can eventually mouse die, okay? So that's the last slide is an acknowledgement, and all this work is finished by those many people actually collaborating in the student and postdoc in the lab. And thank you for your attention.